Okay, cool. So as I mentioned, just grab a notepad and a pen. You might want to take some notes. And as we go through this training, Paulo's just getting set up next to me. We come and say hi to you on camera before we jump into it.
Oh, all right. It's live on Facebook, live and live, everything. Hi, guys.
All right, cool. So as you can see here, here's a quick example of a short campaign that we ran recently, 303 leads with an average of $6.53 per lead. So this is name, email, and phone number for people that are inquiring about something direct from Facebook, going straight into the client's inbox. I'm actually just going to turn off our video sharing because it's really distracting actually when you're presenting. So I'm just going to turn this off and I'll just share my screen from now. Cool. All right, that's better. So we're going to share a few other case studies as we go through this. And so we've got a lot more coming up. But before we jump into it, I just want to do some quick housekeeping so that you get the most from this training. Shut off all distractions. You've invested your time to be here, and so have I. So you want to get the most out of it. So turn off your phone, turn off Skype, unless your partner's having a baby or you've got some emergency thing potentially happening. Then just shut everything off. Lock the kids in the cupboard if you need to. There's no point doing things half-baked, right? We may as well be here and get the most out of today. Second, let's get clear on your intention for being here. Obviously, you saw the title of this webinar and something interested you about it, but what do you want to actually get out of this webinar by the end of it? What do you want to get? Feel free to let us know in the chat pad, but I suggest at a minimum you write down what you want to get out of it for yourself so that you can be focused and listen for what it is that you want to get. Third, we don't have a lot of time. We've got a lot of content, not a lot of time, so I'm not going to stop to answer questions throughout. If there's a major problem or you can't hear us, then let us know. We'll jump in and fix it, but in general, we won't stop for questions. We just want to keep plowing through if we can. At the end of the webinar, I'll show you where you can get next level tools in education if you want to, if you want to get more help with anything. Just a reminder, there may not be a replay of this training. We're trying to record it. Sometimes software lets us down and we don't get a recording. So if you're here, you may as well stick here and get it done. Also, if you stay till the end, we'll give you a $500 scholarship to our Facebook lead ads course, which we're going to launch soon. But, just stay here, be present, and let's get stuck into it. So first of all, before we do, I know there's a bunch of people on here that don't know who we are, so I don't know who you are. My name's Samuel. I'm the founder of Think Big Online. We're a full-service digital marketing agency in Sydney. I started out in digital marketing about 12 years ago. I owned a couple pizza shops in Melbourne. Used to do the marketing for them. One of our biggest success campaigns and our worst brought in so many customers that we literally had a line of people from the counter out the door and down the street. And it was probably one of the worst things that, worst and best things that I did for that business, because for days and days we had this line out the door and we couldn't deliver. And people were having to wait so long that obviously was not good for our reputation. I then sold those shops and started in affiliate marketing about 10 years ago, where I got paid to make sales of other people's products. Got relatively successful of that. It was good, but it was kind of lonely at the same time. I'd be at home working, from my laptop at home, going to the pool, going for a swim in the pool during lunchtime, but it was pretty lonely because all my friends were working 9 to 5. And so then I decided to set up the agency. And since then, we've grown it to 30-something staff now, invest in other businesses and help them grow with the tools and strategies that we use and apply, and some of which you're going to learn today.
Okay, and guys, my name is Paulo Berenguel, so I'm the head of Facebook marketing at Think Big Online, and I've been doing Facebook ads for over 6 years. Now, I have helped clients generate leads using Facebook ads in almost any industry you can think of. I'm talking about real estate, wealth creation, business coaching to retail industries such as natural health products, skincare products, women's clothing, men's gym wear. I even promote women's hair extensions. Now, because I only do Facebook ads, I have an in-depth understanding in using Facebook Power Editor, remarketing, and Facebook audience insights for creating profitable Facebook ads. That's what I do day in, day out. Basically, yeah, that's all I do. I play on Facebook. I'm not even sure why Sam pays me doing Facebook all day.
Yeah. All right, so our promises for this webinar, so that we're clear and we're all on the same page. Our goal is by the end of the webinar, you'll learn how to generate your ideal clients without using a website, landing pages, any sorts of funnels, just straight from Facebook into your inbox for as little as $10 per day if you're playing on the smaller end of things. Also, how you can take these tools and this knowledge and go out and once you get some runs on the board, and you can charge up to $10K per month for a service for other businesses to generate them leads, if that's something that interests you as well. We're also going to show you a bunch of different case studies in different industries, people getting results with these strategies. The war is on for people's attention right now, so you need to make it easy for your customers to be able to contact you and do business with you. We're living in the convenience age. People want it and they want it right now. They want minimal effort for maximum return, whatever that be, whether we're ordering food, whether you're going to go on a trip, whether you're buying shoes online, whatever it is, people want the fastest path to get whatever it is that they want to get. And so as marketers, we want to make that journey as seamless as possible and as short as possible. Look, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. We're going to show you how to apply this to any business and get real money in the bank results. This is not just about generating leads. It's about, money in, money out. If you spend money on advertising, you should be putting it back in your bank account pretty quickly. All right. So just as we get into it, a couple of the biggest problems that we see for small businesses in general are not being seen. So people complaining that, if they were seen more, if they had people in front of them, then they would probably be more successful than they are. Second is no money, money constrictions in business. Obviously, if you've got more money, you can spend more on advertising, you can make more sales, you can keep reinvesting it. The last one is no time. So we're conscious of this and we're conscious of your time. We're going to try to keep this as short and sharp as possible. But how we help you overcome this, and this is what you want to be looking out for in this training, is through smarter marketing and what are we talking about here? So sales. So obviously if you bring more sales in, then you're not going to have a money problem, right? As long as you manage your money properly. If you're using these strategies and applying it, generating leads, converting them to sales, you're going to have the cash to pay for more marketing to make your life easier. And the last part is the automation piece to it, which we're going to touch on as well today, and how you can set up systems to leverage yourself and not be doing everything manually. At the end of the day, we've all got exactly the same amount of time. The Queen, Hugh Jackman, Dalai Lama, it doesn't matter who you are. We've all only got 24 hours in a day. And the key to figuring out how to leverage yourself is by either removing the thing or automating the process. And the automation is what we're going to touch on today. One of the other challenges with small business owners is we often wear too many hats, right? We're the salesperson, the marketer, the accountant, the customer service person. And then after you've done all that stuff, then you get to go and deliver the service and do everything that you've studied to do or that you've been training to do in the business. As I said, we've all only got 24 hours in the day, so to prioritize those activities, is vital. And what we're seeing happen with businesses as they become more competitive, and it becomes more complex, right? Because we want to become more competitive, so we're adding more and more layers to our business, different service offerings, different product lines, whatever it might be, but business is becoming more complex. And what this means is typically people are working longer hours and working harder, spending less time doing the things that they love or spending less time with their family and friends. It's typically a roller coaster for most people. I know many business owners explain this is their experience. You know, they have the highs, they have the lows. Sometimes you're too busy working in the business, delivering the service or the products, and then what happens is all your business dries up. You then run over to the sales and marketing department, put your sales and marketing hat on, and you start doing that to bring some business in. You bring business in, you're like, oh crap, I've got to go and deliver on what it is that I've just sold. And so you put the sales and marketing cap down, you go put the service delivery cap on, or the accountant cap. And, you know, it can be quite frantic as a small business owner. So this is where Facebook ads can come in. And if you've got a proper system that can reliably even generate the leads for you, you can remove 90% of that sales and marketing kind of area, and it becomes automated and it becomes predictable, so that you can focus on the service delivery side of the business as opposed to the lead generation and the sales side of it. I mean, how much faster would your business grow if you had more consistency in generating the leads? So why Facebook ads? You know, there's about 24 million people in Australia at the moment, living in Australia, that is, not visiting, right? According to the Bureau of Statistics, you know, don't know how accurate that is, but look, there's about 17 million people on Facebook. Depending on where you get your data from, it's 15 to 17 million on Facebook at the moment. If you take out the under 13s who are not allowed on Facebook, and most people over 70 who really aren't on Facebook much, if at all, then you're left with most of Australia is on Facebook. It's 80–95% of people are on Facebook. Typically what we get B2B business owners saying is that, look, my leads are not on Facebook, my people are not on Facebook. You know, we look at the stats here and they're on Facebook. It's just about targeting them. It's just about being able to target them in the right way to be able to get them to put their hand up and say, hey, I'm interested in what it is that you've got to offer. So you might be thinking, but what about my industry? Yeah, it's all right if you're selling, it could be something flashy, something fun. It could be shoes. It could be iPhone covers. It could be something like that. But what if you're selling accounting services? Well, we've worked in pretty much every industry we've run ads for, and we've spent millions and millions of dollars, you know, running in migration, health and beauty, law firms, personal development, rubbish removal, fashion, insurance, shoes, catering, personal trainers, electricians, golf, renewable energy, coaching and training, day spas, chiropractors, physios, blind shutters, consulting, IT, what else? Real estate, doctors, the list just keeps going on. But the moral of the story is your clients are on Facebook. You know, even my 80-year-old something grandmother-in-law is on Facebook stalking me half the time. So if you're on here on Facebook Live, then hi, Barker. So some people say, but why would I pay to run ads when I can just message people for free, or I can put content on my fan page and I'll get people, I'll get business through that? Well, to start off, if you're messaging people on Facebook, it's probably destroying your sales process and destroying your personal brand as well, because you're going out there, you seem like a bit of a desperado, and you seem, you're going to them. It's like, it's push marketing. You're interrupting them, trying to get them to do something, as opposed to having them come towards you. So particularly if you're in service, you don't want to be direct messaging people saying, hey, do you want to come and I'll build your website, or I'll do your accounts for you, or hey, looks like, you need a new roof on your house. Can I come and do that for you? It kind of removes all your credibility instantly, not to mention it's a complete waste of your time. Also, the chances that people will get annoyed and potentially report you to Facebook and get your account banned, you don't want to be doing that sort of stuff. Yeah, don't be that guy. So years ago, you used to be able to post content to your fan page and your fans would see it. Every fan that liked your page would see your content. These days, Facebook's gotten greedy and they've changed the algorithms around. And so barely any of your fans will see your content on Facebook, because Facebook wants you to pay for advertising. And so, yes, you do want to push some of your content to your fan page and keep it fresh, but don't expect to drive a heap of leads through it. You know, for what we see, I mean, we have social media content experts as well. If we're doing content alone, it's just not worth it. Input versus output. It's really not worth it to be, you know, creating content all the time for the amount of time and energy that it takes compared to the business that you get back. So, lastly, you know, I thought this was long gone, but I saw in a Facebook group today that people were still talking about getting Facebook likes. You know, they're going to share all of their stuff with each other, and then people are going to click like on their, you know, on their fan page, and so that they build up their likes or likes on their posts. What I can tell you for sure is likes have absolutely no correlation to how much money goes into your bank account. Let me say that again. Likes have absolutely no correlation to how much money goes into your bank account. So stop wasting your time to get them, or, you know, it's not even worth thinking about. It's worse if you're spending money on running a Facebook ads likes campaign, right? In Facebook, they've got the ability for you to do that, and they will target people who will more likely like your page. And Facebook just has a whole bunch of bots out there. They'll charge you for ads, and they get the bots to come and like your page, and it's not actually real people that are liking it anyway. I want you to get a pen and write this down. You get Facebook likes for free as a side effect of doing good marketing. You get Facebook likes for free as a side effect of doing good marketing. So delete the whole concept of thinking about going and generating likes as a target, right? They should just happen as a side effect. All right, is there anyone here, just type in the chat pad or in the comments if you're streaming from Facebook, if you're been using boosted posts for the business? Have you gotten any good results from them? Most people that we speak to haven't. And they go, oh yeah, but it's only $20 here or there. Yeah, it is, but that's $20 that, you know, you could have gone and done something productive or creative with. Unless you've got a really big following on Facebook, you know, as in Facebook likes, that people that like your page, unless you've got a following there and you're boosting the post just so that those people see it, you're wasting your money. If you're going out to cold traffic, it's really a big waste of money, because the targeting is not there. You can't track it and measure it. And if you can't track and measure, then you can't improve it, right? So there's no point, absolutely, you know, there's no point at all doing it. You might also want to write this down. You don't make money from setting up ads. You make money from optimizing ads. You don't make money from setting up ads. You make money from optimizing ads. Now, Facebook makes it really easy for you to give them money, and they make a truckload of money from people, you know, doing boosted posts, but the advertisers don't necessarily make any money. You know, as I said, we see thousands and thousands of campaigns every year and millions of dollars spent, and we never see it being worthwhile compared to running ads properly in the ads editor, which we'll go through soon. And so we're here to help turn that around. Look, if, you know, we want you to be the one making the truckloads of money and giving Facebook the least amount of money. So moral of the story, you're better to spend $20, you know, at a beer down at the pub if you're doing boosted posts, unless it's to people that already know, like, and trust you. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll hand over to Polo, and he can give my voice a break.
Cool, thanks, Sam. All right, so now let's talk about the hard way of doing advertising on Facebook. So the diagram on the left, all right, on the left of the screen, you can see the Facebook ad. That's how it looks like, right? And if people see this on their Facebook newsfeed, and when they click on the ad, the hard way is using a landing page, okay? So a landing page, and now I'm not saying that using a landing page is not going to work. However, using a landing page on itself, there's a lot of challenges if you want to use a landing page. And I will tell you more about this in a minute. Okay, so now the diagram on the right shows the other the other things that you need to set up if you will be using a landing page. So I'm talking about on top of the landing page, as you can see, the Facebook ad is color red, and then the opt-in page, that's your landing page. So on top of the landing page, you have to set up your sales page and the console page. Then you need to set up your thank you page before you even get a lead. Then you also need to set up your autoresponder, the follow-up emails that points back to the sales page and the console page. Then if you need to do a retargeting ad, you need another page. So that's a lot of problems on itself. And here, I will show you all the things that you need to set up if you will be using a landing page, okay? So you need to set up your domain name, pay for the landing page software, write copy for open page, write copy for the landing page, write copy for the thank you page, create forms, link autoresponder, create automation rules, write the ebook, design the ebook, write autoresponders, set up Facebook tracking codes, test everything from front to back. And then that's the time that you are now going to set up your Facebook ads. Now, if you are tech savvy and you want to do this, then by all means, go for it. It's fun for some people playing with all the tech and setting it up. Or if you don't want to do it or dislike the techie part of this stuff, you have a couple of options. Either you get an agency to do it all for you, and it will make your life easy, but will obviously cost you more. Or you can use the easy method. And this is the easy way. Some of you may have seen this type of ads on Facebook before. So how does it work? I'm glad you asked. What happens here is your prospect sees the ad, and they click on the ad, and you will see that the form pops up, and Facebook will pre-fill the form with the information that is Facebook verified. And all they need to do is click submit, and the lead is captured. And as you can see, this is as hard as it gets, okay? From the Facebook ad, when they click the ad, hit submit, you get the lead. So again, here's the hard way, using a landing page. And here's the new way. How crazy is that, right? Then to make your life much more easier, you can connect this system to your CRM so you can communicate with your leads on complete autopilot. Now let me ask you a question. If you would be given a choice between the hard way and the easy way, which option would you use to get highly targeted leads? It's a no-brainer. We would all go with the easy way, right? Now, if you agree with me that as a business owner, the easy way is better, then type easy in the chat box or comments. So I know that you are still with us.
Keep going.
Okay, I can see a lot of easy there. But it not only saves you heaps of time and money with the setup, it also makes really easy for your prospects to get in contact with you. And this is why it's so powerful. Plus, Facebook made it easier both for their users and the advertisers. So because Facebook is more concerned about their users, so they want to keep their users within the Facebook platform. And as the advertiser, you will get the Facebook verified information. Okay, so how about the results? Let's talk about the results. Here are some of the case studies. Here's an example of doing it the hard way. So, I mean hard way using a landing page. Now, don't get me wrong, this way still works very well in some cases, but there's just a lot of work involved. So here's a Facebook ad that goes to a landing page. And the offer, if you look at the left side of the screen, the offer is a hot and cold filtered water bar with a free $100.50 filter pack. So we ran this ad, all right, and it goes to this landing page on the right. So we ran this ad, and we got one lead for $212.36. So we know our numbers. So after spending that test budget, we are not happy with the results, and we decided to use Facebook lead ads. So here you can see the Facebook lead ad using a video. So we're using the same video So people click on the ad and see this welcome window. And if they click yes, I want a free quote, this form will show up. And you will notice that there's a custom question on top of the form. And this is a way of qualifying the lead. And we will talk more about how you can qualify the leads on the next slides. Also, the form is pre-filled with their Facebook verified details. Now, after implementing Facebook lead ads, they started getting leads for $7.30 each. And the best part is, because it's connected to their CRM, everything is automated. So each time a lead comes in, their sales team are notified so they can do the follow-up call. Now here's another example right here. I love this example. Here is a case study of a coach who is willing to offer her $3,000 product at a 50% discount. And again, we're using a landing page, which is the hard way. So we use our landing page, and after spending $1,000 a test budget, she got 3 leads at $341 each. Now she's happy with the results. However, as the marketing experts, we spoke to her and we told her, look, we want to get better results and we want to try Facebook lead ads. So here's what we did. Here's the Facebook lead ad. And when people click on the ad, the form will pop up. And you can see that the first 2 fields are pre-qualifying questions and the rest of the fields were pre-filled by Facebook. We ran this campaign. And you know what happened? She got 397 leads at $21 each. All right? Let that sink in for a moment. Before, in the previous campaign, she got leads for $341 each, and she's discounting her product, right? When we use Facebook lead ads, she got 397 leads at $21 each, okay? Now, after implementing Facebook lead ads, she's now consistently getting leads to a point where she couldn't keep up, and she has to employ a second person to do the follow-up calls. That's a good problem to have, right? Now, plus we position her as an expert, and she does not have to sell the product at a discounted price, meaning more profits for her. So not only is she now getting 9 times as many leads for the same budget, she's also selling the same product for twice as much. So basically, that's an 18 times improvement. That's 1,800% improvement. So let me ask you a question. What would it mean to your business if you could get an 18 times improvement? And this is exactly what you will learn inside the training course, which we will talk about later in the presentation. So what I'll do now is I'll hand it back to Sam, and he will continue talking about the Facebook lead ads.
All right, awesome, thank you. Pretty cool results, huh? So as Paulo mentioned, this is pretty powerful, but there's 2 major problems that we need to let you know about with running Facebook lead ads. And the first problem is, because it's so easy for people to submit a form to you or an inquiry, you know, as you saw, they're pre-filled. They just tap a button that's already pre-filled with their Facebook verified data. It's a problem because the leads can sometimes not be as qualified as you would like them to be. And so, you know, you end up spending all day talking to people or trying to close people that are not ready to close yet because they're not as qualified as we'd like them to be. The second problem is with Facebook lead ads, and I'm not sure why Facebook does it, but I've got a feeling that they do it to keep people inside Facebook and on their platform as much as possible. When a user submits a form, the lead gets sent to your fan page, but you don't get notified that the lead came in. It doesn't even pop up with one of those little red notifications. You don't get an email, no nothing. It's ridiculous. So you literally have to stay logged into your Facebook fan page and keep hitting refresh all day while your ads are running to see if you got any more leads. Then you have to click, on it, download it, then you get their details out, and then you can go and contact them. So this got us thinking, and we came up with a solution for both of these. As you can see here, you know, we've got some tick boxes that you can tick to pre-qualify people, depending on what sort of business you're in as to what sort of type of details that you might ask. You know, not sure how many people are going to give you their birth date, unless it's, you know, for like a birthday party, maybe you're running a restaurant or something like that, you're doing a birthday special. But anyway, you can use these to pre-qualify people a bit, get them to jump through a few hoops, not just click that, you know, that submit button. This makes your job easier when making the sale, and also it gives you information that you can use in conversation with them when you're having a sales conversation. Now, what we found works best is when you see down the bottom here, it's got, you can add 3 custom questions. And so obviously it depends on what sort of business you're running, right? But here's some examples of questions that you can use to help not only pre-qualify them, but also capture details so that you know where they're up to in the buying process. So you might want to write these down quickly. One is, why is X important to you, right? So if they're inquiring about, you know, blinds and shutters, like we saw in a recent example, why is, you know, getting blinds important to you? The second one is, why is now the right time to be talking about X? So why is now the right time to be talking about blinds? And what you'll find people will put in there, and they'll say, well, it's, you know, it's coming into summer and my house gets really hot and I need to, you know, work on the insulation. And, you know, so now you've got context for a conversation. You also know the reason why they're going to buy. The other thing is, what are your goals for X? You know, what are your goals for getting the blinds installed? Well, you know, I want them installed by the end of the month so that, you know, so that the house is cool for the whole summer. You know, the last question you might want to write down is, what is your number one challenge around X? So they might say something along the lines of, well, my number one challenge around blinds is, look, we got these old Venetians and they're just really ugly, and every time my friends come over, I feel really embarrassed. How powerful is that in a sales conversation to be able to, you know exactly what is driving them to want to buy blinds from you now. You know, there's 4 example questions. As I said, you've got 3 custom questions that you can use in Facebook. And I'm sure you can think of more, but these will give you, you know, a good baseline. And they're ones that we use a lot because they get results. We've tested a lot of different questions, and, you know, we'll use those in combination. Now, I'm not going to bore you with, you know, all of those because we go through them more in the 30-day challenge. But look, if you're asking these sorts of questions and eliciting their motivations, their needs, wants, desires, you know, fears and frustrations, then it's going to make your sales process a lot easier. So here's an interesting stat for you. If you follow up with web leads within 5 minutes, you're 9 times more likely to convert them. Wow. Think about that. So if all you take away from this presentation is just follow up with your leads faster, you know, you've already got a massive improvement in sales, provided that you're not already following up people really quickly. Now, some people treat leads like a first date, right? They go on a date and you go and you have fun and you're really into the person, you think they're into you as well, and you know, you're compelled to want to text them and say, hey, thanks, that was really nice to meet you, and you know, I'd love to catch up again sometime. But then that little voice in your head kicks in, your ego, and it goes, yeah, you don't want to seem too keen. What if they think you're too easy? What if they think you're too desperate, you know? And so you wait a while, and you wait a couple of days, and you're like, oh, I'll just wait a bit, and, you know, keep them mean. What is it? Treat them mean, keep them keen, something like that. But people do this with their leads that come into their business, and it's just ridiculous. It's like, I don't want to be seen as desperate or too eager or something like this, so I'm going to delay calling my leads for a little while. I mean, I see this. I have salespeople. You know, have consulted to so many businesses over the years. It's not funny and seeing this happen. But I really want you to get the power of this. If you just do the one simple thing, it can help improve your sales straight away. I believe how you start a relationship is how you end the relationship, or the whole of the relationship, right? So what's your first impression with the prospect? that you call straight away. You know, they're going to think you're on the ball. They're going to think you're efficient, responsive, and you know you're going to be a good service provider. But like, what do you want from a service provider? If you go and inquire with someone, I want good service. I want someone that's on the ball, efficient, responsive, and going to give me good customer service. I don't want someone that's going to call me in 2 days' time and go, "Hey, yeah, you inquired, but you know, I've been too lazy to call you for a little while. So, hey, how's it going?" You know, so if you inquire about something and you know, just be responsive and be on it, and you know you can't help but improve your sales. So the next problem was about getting notified, right? So how we overcome that is we take Facebook lead ads, we connect it with ActiveCampaign. You can connect it with other CRMs as well, like Infusionsoft or Entreport or other things, but we prefer to use ActiveCampaign. Cheapest, easiest to use, you know, and you know, we'll show you some slides on that in a moment. But look, it's an automated CRM, helps you keep in touch with people, removes half of your work probably in following up with people, and keeps good tabs on them as well. You can also see the behavior that your prospects are taking throughout your sales process. Are they opening your emails? What are they doing on social media? You know, so it helps make your job easier as a salesperson. So that's kind of what it looks like when you get an alert. You know, we've got it set down here that a lead has come in, the value's already set, you know, of $995 in this particular case. And you're not having to log into Facebook fan page and keep hitting refresh all day. You know, we can even set it up, or you can set it up so that you instantly get a text message. So how cool would that be if a lead comes in, you get an inquiry sent to your phone that says, "Hey, new lead just came in. It's Bob. This is their email. This is their phone number," and you just click to call them and, you know, talk about whatever it is that they inquired about. All right, so another interesting stat for you. I've seen this research done by a number of different people, not just these guys, but it's 50% of leads are qualified, but they're not all ready to buy right now. You know, so you see this funnel here down the bottom, the purchase section. It's the smallest section, right? But these people have got their credit card out there. They're just looking for someone to give their money to with whatever it is that they're looking to buy. These people are out there all of the time, right? And if you're not advertising, they're going to someone else. The point is, there's not a whole heap of them that are out there that are ready to purchase right now. You always want to, when you're running a marketing campaign, you always want to start at the bottom and work your way back up the funnel, right? But look, what I hear happen more often than not is sales reps make the excuse of, "Oh, the leads are not qualified, that's why I'm not making sales," because it's really easy to blame someone else than, you know, take responsibility and just actually, you know, show up and be following up people and having a good sales conversation to get them across the line. So I typically hear salespeople do that, but also, you know, business owners as well, and I've definitely been guilty of it in the past, saying the lead quality is not good. It's not that the lead quality is not good, right? Now that we know 50% of leads are qualified, but they're just not ready, what if they're not got their credit card out? What if they're in the evaluation phase or the consideration phase or the awareness phase, right? So they've just become aware of your new widget, and they don't know you from a bar of soap. They don't know anything about the new product or service that you've got. So they definitely haven't got their credit card out. But there's a whole bunch of them, if you're running ads, that have just become aware of it. So depending on what you're selling, it might take people a few seconds to move from the awareness phase through to the purchase phase. So let's say you're at the checkout at the supermarket and you get those impulse buys. You know, they got the chocolates, the lollies, you know, a magazine. They're impulse buys, and you go from your awareness to purchase in seconds, like literally. But the thing is, you run through awareness, you excuse me, you consider it, you evaluate the opportunity to buy it, and then you make the purchasing decision, or you don't. Or if you're selling something, maybe, you know, like a house, it could take you months or years to get people to go from the awareness phase through to the purchase phase where they actually make the decision and then pay for it. Another stat is the average sales cycle has increased by 22% over the past 5 years, right? It's increased because the competition's becoming more aggressive. It's becoming stronger. Buyers are also becoming a lot more savvy than they used to be. They're going in, no longer do they see an ad, they click on it and they go and buy something. Now they'll see an ad on Facebook, they'll go off to Google and do some searches on your reputation. They'll go and look on the review sites, see what what your reputation's like on there. They'll go and have a look on YouTube, see if you've got a YouTube profile, check you out on Instagram, see what sort of photos you've been taking, and then they'll think about buying from you, right? So what this means for us as marketers, it means we need to follow up leads longer to get them to buy. Oh, great, you're saying. You're probably like, oh, great, Samuel's going to make me do a whole bunch more work now. No, hang on. Remember what I said at the start. We're here to help get you more time back. So what's the solution? The solution is what I touched on before. It's a marketing automation that that you can use through ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft or something like that. As I said, for most small businesses, we recommend ActiveCampaign, because of the cost and also ease of use. super simple to get started and to use it as well to actually generate a result. So now, because it's easy for people to give you the details on Facebook lead ads, you need to follow them up quickly and you need to give them value and move them through those stages from the awareness down to the purchase. Or maybe they come in through the evaluation phase to the purchase. Or maybe they come in at the purchase and they're ready to purchase, but they just need that little bit of nurturing to get them across the line. But with marketing automation, you put them in the pipeline. And so that instead of closing maybe 10% of your leads or 20% of the leads, you're getting as close to this 50% of leads. Because you've got to remember, if someone's gone and they've filled out a form, it doesn't matter if they've filled out a form with just name and email or a form with name, email, postcode, birth date, DNA, blood type. They've showed interest in what it is that you do. So they've put their hand up and said, hey, I like what you're advertising. So they're, at some degree, they're interested in what you've got to offer. Now, we don't have time to go through all of the automation today. It's for a whole nother training. But look, at the end of the day, if you follow up your leads consistently, and you have a proper process in place, automation to do the heavy lifting and allow you to leverage yourself, then what's effectively happening is you're getting a lot more sales without having to spend any more money on advertising because you're maximizing the leads that you do bring in. Cool. So here's a quick video just giving you an overview of how easy it is to move your leads through. And, there you go. You can send an email to people instantly. You can, you can mark off your tasks. You can see that the person just opened the email there. Look, they just replied to the email. This is dragging the opportunities across. So it's very easy to use. It's a hell of a lot more reliable than using pieces of paper or Excel spreadsheets. So at the end of the day, you can always make money, but you can't make more time. So if you're worried about, spending a few bucks on getting a system like that, then, the benefits far outweigh the costs. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to spend much time on it now. So I'm going to pass you back to Polo, and he's going to run through some case studies and how we can specifically target on Facebook as well. Because the targeting has really become, super powerful over the last few years. But I mean, even in the last probably couple of months, we've seen some new things pop in there that are just unbelievable, the way that you can target people.
Cool. Thanks, Sam. Okay, so what you're looking at right now are the results from an e-commerce business selling women's clothing. So we tried running direct response or direct selling ads for them, but the results were not great. However, we know that most of their sales are coming from their email marketing. So we implemented Facebook lead ads to help them build their email database. So the strategy is they're giving away a free downloadable lookbook. So it's like a catalog. And then we're giving away $25 voucher. and adding them to the email list and then sending them offers. So as mentioned, we tried promoting direct to sell from ads and it wasn't working for them, and then switched to this and now it's profitable. So you can also see that the first campaign that we ran got leads for $6.83. Okay, so the one here, the second line, okay? So the first campaign that we ran, we got leads for them for about $6.83 and total leads of 798. Now, the second campaign is now getting leads for $3.53, which is the one on top, as you can see, which is what? Half the cost than that of the first campaign, because we already know what is working. So we know how to optimize the ads. And this is exactly what you will learn in training. So keep watching because later we will tell you how to access that training. Now let's talk about Facebook targeting. So you're probably asking, and most business owners ask this question, are my ideal clients really on Facebook? And my answer to you is yes, they are on Facebook. It's just a matter of you knowing, or it's just a matter of you telling Facebook that these are the people that you want to target. So let me show you an example of the tool that you can use, okay? Maybe at the end of this presentation, you can actually go to Facebook and play around with this tool. So Facebook is the only marketing channel that has given its advertisers the ability to target its audience at a very precise way. Okay, so what you're about to see are just some of the basic options, all right? Basic targeting options that you have in Facebook. And inside the training, you will see more advanced targeting. So we will show you how, step by step, how to do it. Okay, but take a look at this. You can target by life events. How about the parents? You can target people based on their birthday month. How about their travel behavior? Would it be good to know if they have a home loan? How about their purchase behavior? The education level based on their job title, the relationship status, all right, the home status. Here's even a good one, targeting by income, okay, close friends. You can even target people based on their net worth, okay? So you're probably wondering, how does Facebook know all this? Well, not only does Facebook have world-class behavioral tracking software, but they also partner with massive data companies that have records on everything you do or we do. They match these records, and this is how we end up with a goldmine of data to be able to target your ideal customers. So yes, I know it's a little creepy, and some would say that's wrong, but it's too late now. We're already way past the point of no return. So there's no point in worrying about it. So just like any other tool, you can use this for good, or you can use it to, to harm. So we choose it to use it for good. Okay, so here is a classic example of how this Facebook tool or Facebook Audience Insight works, okay? So Facebook invested tons of money to allow its advertisers to have the ability to do an intelligence research on how to find their ideal clients on Facebook. And you will learn how to use this tool inside the full training, but today I'm going to give you a glimpse on how this tool can help you identify your ideal clients so that you are almost guaranteed to be successful before you even push your ads live. Okay, so here's an example of an audience. So I'll show you. What I'm telling Facebook is find the woman between the age range of 25 to 50. So have a look at the screen, okay? You can see this red rectangle, okay? Who are interested in traveling and who has a job title as managers, okay? So when we input this information on the Facebook Audience Insights, what Facebook will do is they will go out there, okay? 1,800 data points on Facebook, they will go out there and search for these people. So what you can see here is that Facebook is telling me that, all right, so you can see on top, we have about 200,000 monthly active users in Australia, okay, that we can target with our Facebook ads. How cool is that, right? So before you even push your ads live, you already know that you have your ideal clients on Facebook, okay? So here's another example. So here's an example. Let's say we are in the business of offering, let's say, loans, and we want to target men, okay? Men between the age range of 25 to 50 who are interested in loans, okay? And also men who are parents, okay? Married with kids, right? Or with kids. Now, Facebook is telling us that 43%, okay? 43% of our ideal clients are in the age range of 35 to 44. Okay, so as you can see, 43%. And then Facebook will even tell us the job titles of these men. So imagine if you create your ads, all right, which we will be showing you. If you tell Facebook that we want to target men who are interested in loans, parents between the age range of 35 to 44, who has a job title of this, all right, as you can see on the screen, you're almost guaranteed to succeed, all right? You're almost guaranteed to succeed on Facebook, okay? So that's how it works. So it's called Facebook Audience Insights. Now, here's a screenshot from for a campaign that we ran for a migration consulting firm who is willing to pay $150 per lead. And as you can see in the results, we spent $2,300. We got 131 leads, and the cost per lead is $18. So think about that. The client, or this client, is willing to pay $150 per lead, but we're getting them leads for $18.04. So a client is worth $2,500 to $5,000 for them. So yeah, pretty much they're doing really well. Now, you're probably asking or wondering what sort of offer should you use to get people to contact you? And the offer that you would have to give is something that has good or high perceived value. Okay, so it can be in a form of a physical ebook, free trial, video series, consultation, or it can be a special offer like a discount or bundle deal, or it can be a webinar just like what we're doing now, and something that will find good value. Okay, so you have to give something of good value first before you ask them to buy your service or to buy your product. Okay, so here are the results from an e-commerce business selling men's gym clothing. So they know that they're getting a big portion of their sales from their email newsletter. So we're helping them build their list by using Facebook lead ads, all right? And so what they did, or what we did, was we are running a competition for a $500 gift voucher. And to enter the competition, the user has to submit their name and email. Okay, so this is a list building strategy, right? So after implementing lead ads or Facebook lead ads, we managed to acquire 2,444 leads, all right, at an average of $1.02. Okay, the good part is because most of their sales are coming from the email marketing. This resulted to $19,391.80 in sales. Okay, cool. So these are cool results.
All right, cool. So they're pretty impressive results. I'm sure you'd agree. I'm, been doing this for a long time, and they're pretty decent results and pretty consistent results. Look, as I mentioned, we only have a short time together today, and we'd love to teach you everything that we know, but it's just not going to happen in 1 hour or even 1 day or probably even 1 week, right? So what we're going to do in the next 30 days, we're going to have a 30-day challenge, and we're looking for a handful of people that want to generate leads using Facebook. We're using exactly the same strategy that we're talking about today, and we want to walk you through our step-by-step training and have your leads coming into your inbox within 30 days. If you actually stick to the schedule, it's 21 days, but we're calling it a 30-day challenge just to keep it conservative. This training is going to be a combination of video tutorials, downloads, and live coaching, where we'll actually hold your hand and help you if you've got any troubles along the way. Week 1 is about setting the foundation. By the end of week 1, you'll have your plan together. how you're going to get your leads, how you're going to convert them. We go into how to set up your business manager properly, how to set up your fan page, finding your ideal audiences, like Paulo was just talking about. You can just get so specific with the audiences. And if you know your customers well, it's like, it's just so easy to be able to get in front of those people and, get them to raise their hand or buy something from you. It's really important that you get the basics right. Because, we review so many accounts as well. Other people, they've been running their accounts, running their ads themselves, or they've had an agency doing it, or a friend or something like that. And they just leave so much money on the table because they don't get the foundations right. So for us, the first week is about preparing you for takeoff. It's about getting all the fundamentals right so that, so that you're setting yourself up for success going forward. Week 2 is automation. And in this week, we help you get you set up with your CRM, your active campaign, show you what to do, what not to do. There's a bunch of people out there that can help you do it and, charge you for it. You can probably go and look up, a whole bunch of YouTube videos and probably figure it out. But it's the strategy that we use is what makes the difference to get a result here. And so we go through everything, the basics of account setup and verification, where to go to put what details and, the overview and configuration. Setting up your sales pipeline is an absolute must. Obviously, if you get leads in, you've got to convert those leads to sales and put money in the bank, or it kind of defeats the purpose of doing marketing in the first place, right? So we make sure that you're set up with a sales pipeline that we know works. And it will be custom for your business too. So we'll give you the blueprint and how you do it, and then we'll help you to customize that to so that you've got a simple process to follow there. Email campaign setup, how to write your emails, what emails you should be sending and what you shouldn't be sending when. You can set up a whole heap of behavioral targeting stuff, which is really cool. Training on how to use the CRM to close more sales is obviously vital once you've got the baseline there set up and, ready to rock. Week 3 is go live week. By the end of week 3, if you have followed everything, it's not a huge ask to get there, right? We've tried to make this really digestible and an easy timeline to follow. But at the end of week 3, you should have your ads turned on and you should start to get leads. And look, if you're not, if it takes you a little bit longer, that's cool too. We'll, nurture you through that to make sure that, you get the result. But our goal is by the end of the 30 days, you'll have leads starting to come in consistently. And, that's the result that we want to deliver to you. Week 3 starts out with, though, knowing your numbers and figuring out what your budget is. This is crucial to the success of your campaign. So many people start with a budget. I see they start with a budget too small and expectations too big, and they never match up, and they're setting themselves up for failure from the start, right? But we can guide you on what is reasonable to expect and how do you calculate your numbers too, right? Because it's money in and money out. So we go through how to figure out what your average client lifetime value is and then break that down, and we figure out how much are you prepared to spend to acquire a customer. And then from that, how much are you prepared to spend to acquire a lead? And so we've got the formula for that, and we can take you through that. When and how to use Facebook Power Editor. Facebook Power Editor is super powerful. It's different than the Ads Manager. Paulo just heard actually from our Facebook Inside man today. We have someone on the inside of Facebook that helps us. They don't usually give access to a whole bunch of people because we spend a truckload of money with them. They give us a bit of extra support. But we heard from them today that in the near future, they're about to combine Power Editor with the Ads Manager. So we're going to have to redo the training, but that's cool. Power Editor will help you scale your ads really, really quickly. And, it saves you a lot of time. Ads Manager is, it used to be really clunky and really slow. But anyway, we teach you all that. The targeting, the bidding, the budgets, and the schedules. Sounds a bit techie and nerdy. but it's really vital that you know how to target people properly. Because you have the right offer to the wrong people, you're not going to make money. An example that I use of this is, if you have a bottle of water and you take it and you try to sell it to, or you have a bag of ice, let's say. You have a bag of ice and you go to Eskimos in Antarctica and you try to sell them a bag of ice. You probably will struggle to give it away at a discount, right? You heavily discount it from $10 down to like 10 cents on special, and probably no one will buy it from you. If you took that same bag of ice and you go out in the middle of the desert where there's a bus is broken down and there's 48 people that have been stranded in the desert with no water for a week, you probably sell that same bag of ice that you couldn't sell for 10 cents. You could sell it for $10,000 quite easily, right? And so that's why your targeting is so important. Connecting Facebook and Active Campaign, right? So you've got to know how to integrate those two so that it seamlessly comes through and gives you the alerts. You can set up the alerts on your mobile phone to send you text messages, or on email if you just prefer that. Setting up your ads and going live, obviously. So by the end of the week 3, you're setting up your ads, you're going live, and you're starting to generate real results. Week 4 is about reporting and optimizing your campaign. Remember I said before, you don't make money on the setup, you make money on the optimizing of your ads. And so week 4 is teaching you how to look at getting your, squeezing more out of your budget, right? How to optimize your ads and your campaigns, what to look for so that you start spending less with Facebook and generating more. Customize your reporting dashboard, how to interpret the data. This is it seems pretty boring to most people looking at the numbers, right? I actually get quite excited from them because it tells you exactly what you should be doing, and so we'll teach you how to interpret the data and how to generate, so that you can make smart decisions to optimize and scale your campaigns. When and how to stop the ads. It might sound really simple, right? But turning off your ads at the wrong time can cost you a truckload of money, whether you turn it off too early or you turn it off too late. And this is the difference between someone that's running ads, like someone that's okay, and someone that's amazing, is knowing when to turn your ads off. When and how to scale, right? You can scale too early and you can blow your budget, and you just blow a heap of money and it doesn't work for you. Or, you scale too late and you've got a big opportunity cost there. Retargeting as well. So, retargeting we haven't talked about much today, but it's how do you become a big fish in a small pond? How do you stay in front of people consistently for a really, really small budget? Retargeting lets us do that. And then how to go to the next level, how to really scale up everything that you're doing to make it, a massive impact in your business. So I just play you a couple, a really short video here. See what other people are saying about working with us.
Very easy to get on with. I don't think it's too much trouble. My experience with a lot of internet marketing is that it's much more about sales, and not too many people can focus in on the customer. I've been able to work very well with Samuel and Richard, and they're very helpful.
Before we used Think Big, we couldn't get any campaign to convert the way that you guys have managed to do for us. Obviously, with OCA being such a big company with such a large offering, it's a massive undertaking for anyone. And I think all the agencies and individuals we had doing it before were just scratching the surface, whereas now, we've got 500 ad groups set up. It's a constant revolving process. Your team's spending 20, 30 hours a week optimizing. That puts my mind at rest that, it's being done properly and we're getting a return on investment, and we are actually getting a return. So that's an achievement in itself.
Definitely the content being delivered was from experts that have the runs on the board. So you're listening to people that are not only talking the talk, but are walking the walk, that are working with clients that are live, that are getting results. So it's always important to listen to the experts that are on the cutting edge of what they're doing and the cutting edge in their field.
You've helped us a lot, actually, and we now find that we draw a significant pool of patients from the website every month. It's probably anywhere from 20 to 30% perhaps of our clientele find us via the web.
Terrific team to work with, very reliable, and very, very happy to be here. This is the digital era, digital age, and it's no longer appropriate to be an old school type business. We have to compete in a digital world, and it's great to have a team like Think Big Online to work with. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks for the kind words, guys. So, look, what you get in the 30-day challenge, we've recorded step by step so that you can follow along at your own pace and set everything up with the tutorials in there. We've distilled it down, right? So there's so much that you can learn with this. Even Polo on the phone with our account manager today from Facebook, and we just learned of some new stuff that was not there a week ago, right? But you don't need to know everything to get a result, right? Because the purpose of doing the marketing is to generate leads and sales into the business and grow the business. So we've distilled it down to the bare minimum of what you need to know to generate a result. It's not just teaching you stuff for the sake of you knowing something, right? What a lot of people do is they bombard you with heaps of information. They think that's value, but it's actually taking you further away from your goal than it is getting you towards your goal. Because instead of implementing something or going and laying on the beach or spending time with the family and having fun, you're off and you're actually you're going and you're learning more stuff that you don't need to know. So it's actually taking you further away from your goal than it is getting you towards that. Next, the live group mastermind calls each week. So as I mentioned, each week what happens is you get the content straight away as soon as you join, and then that following week we have a group call. Similar to this, but we'll patch you in so you can speak and say, hey, I'm having this problem, or I got to this point, I'm really not sure what to do. What can I, what would you suggest? I used to run these group masterminds about 5 years ago, and I stopped doing them so that I could grow the agency. Obviously been very successful in growing the agency in doing that. And I've still had people asking me that were in my group coaching, my group masterminds before, asking when I'm going to open them up again. The answer is I'm not, right? I haven't been until now. We're going to open it up for this so that you get access to us, because it's all well and good to have the videos and be told what to do, but then when you get stuck, what happens? Who do you reach out to with most of these courses? And this is where we want to make this very different and make it, so that you actually get a result. We want to do everything we can in our power to make sure that you get a result. 3 months free access to Think Big Online Academy. We had this up and running years ago, and we didn't feel we were doing the best job we could with our community, and so we shut it down. And what we've done now is we're revamping it, we're reopening it, and this is the first launch of it. So you get that as part of this as well. And so with that, there's the online forum. There's a whole bunch of other trainings in there as well, not just on Facebook, but other stuff. And I know I just said, I don't want to give you too much information, but it depends where you're at in your journey, right? I don't know. Everyone on this call is not at the same point in their journey, right? You might already have some of your Facebook stuff sorted out, but you might really need help with your follow-ups or your emails or how to run a webinar like this. And so we've got trainings for all that sort of stuff in there as well. Direct access to us through a Facebook group. So we've set up a private Facebook group as well. This is not where we house the trainings. This is not our core area. But we have the Facebook group there because most people are on Facebook and they find it really easy to connect. So then you can just shoot us and post in the group and say, hey, look, I'm stuck with this, or how do I do this? And we can get back to you really quickly because obviously it's very connected, as opposed to going and being in a forum, like a training center there as well. Cool. So Jeff has raised his hand. Jeff, could you mind just typing a comment in the chat pad there, your question, and we'll get to that in a moment. Lastly, like a guaranteed lead machine. I don't know what that's worth to you because I don't know what your business is. And it really depends on what you sell. What I can tell you for sure is that most businesses we work with, the result is an extra 10 grand to 200 grand a month. That's typically the results that we get in our service-based business when we do this stuff for clients. And if you're copying the same thing, there's no reason why you shouldn't get similar results. Cool. What have we got next? Frequently asked questions. I know you probably got a bunch of questions, so I'm just going to run through. If you want to type in the chat pad or type in the comments if you're watching this on Facebook or any of the other social platforms that we're broadcasting to, then do, and I'm happy to answer them. I'm going to run through a bunch of questions first, though, that we typically get asked. Also, I'll stick in the chat pad here and the comments on Facebook the link where you can go and join if you feel that this is right for you and you feel that we're the right people to help you go on this journey. And you can join anytime. The link should open in a new window. So the first one's, how much time will this take? Right, is an obvious one. So look, we're very conscious of this, and to go through the material, as I said, we've kept it as short as possible. And look, to go through the material, attend the coaching calls and implement what we're talking about. I don't know how fast you are, but for some people, you're going to be faster than others. That's totally fine, but typically you're looking at about 5 to 10 hours per week for the next month. That's not a huge ask when you consider that you're going to end up with a machine that's going to be generating leads consistently into the business and growing the business. And it's going to save you a hell of a lot of time not having to go to networking meetings and get up early, handing out business cards and trying to, do the cold call thing and drum up business. So it's actually, it is an input of time, but you will get that time back in multiples going forward. How much time do I need to spend? How much do I need to spend on Facebook? Look, I don't know your business. I don't know how much, some of the leads that you get, obviously you saw we can get them for $1 a lead. So it just depends how many leads you want to get. And some of them were like $20 a lead. So you just do the maths on that, right? If you said I'm paying $20 per lead, excuse me, and you want 50 leads, well, that's $1,000 and you now got 50 new leads. As a guide though, what I suggest is that you budget of around $500 per month is a good starting point to be investing in Facebook to get results, right? Because the more you spend, the faster you can optimize your campaigns, which we teach you. And the faster you optimize, the less you're paying to get a lead. So that for that same 500, let's say, for example, the first month you get 10 leads. Is a rough, really broad example, right? So that's $50 per lead. But the second month, once you optimize it, you might be getting 20 leads for that same $500 and so on. So there is no, exact out-of-the-box answer, but that's the best answer I get for that one. When can I start getting results? You can start getting results, as I mentioned, by the end of week 3. If you're implementing, you're keeping up to date with the schedule, it's pretty straightforward going. You should be getting leads into your inbox by the end of week 3 if you're really on the ball. If you're lagging behind a little bit, then look, week 4, you're getting leads. It's no big deal. If you get stuck when you purchase, is there customer support? Yes, absolutely. As I mentioned, we've got the Facebook group with the members. We've got the membership site where you can post any stuff in there. And we have a real office with real live people and a phone number that you can call if you get stuck for billing problems or access problems or anything like that. It's not pick up the phone and get phone coaching. That's what the coaching calls are for, and the forum and the Facebook group. But we have a real office here, and you can call us if you really get stuck. Look, we're committed to making this work. If you are, we're as committed to getting the result as you are in this. And on the coaching calls, if we have to log into your account and fix something, we're going to do that. We're not going to sit back and go, oh, look, sorry, no, can't do that, can't help you there. We're in this together. We take this really, really seriously in getting results for you. And we're not going to do it all for you though, right? Don't expect us to go and set everything up for you. But if you get stuck on something, we will help you. The reason that we do that is because this is a course and a training to teach you how to fish. We could go and do the fishing for you, and that's what we do with our service business, but you've got to pay a lot more for it because there's a lot more input from us, right? But think about this. If you get spoon-fed by us and we do everything for you, you're not going to know how to do it. But on the flip side, if we teach you to do it, you can go and take these trainings and the learning away, and you're now empowered and you have control over your life. You can make it whatever it is that you want, right? This is why you see really wealthy people, they lose everything. They lose all their money and they make it back really quickly because they're empowered with the knowledge to recreate it all. Now, notice I said wealthy and not rich. People that get rich from handouts, they lose it all. They never make it back again because they don't have the knowledge that made the money in the first place. Whereas wealthy people acquire the knowledge, and if anything happens and they lose it all, they make it back very, very quickly. What if you've tried Facebook before and it didn't work? It's like saying, I tried food once before and it didn't taste good. You know, there's so many different settings in Facebook that even we get overwhelmed sometimes. And like I said, you know, Polo's been doing this for 6 years now. I've been doing it Facebook for a bit longer than that. And there are so many settings in there that it's really easy to screw it up. And that's why a lot of people lose money when running Facebook ads. So if it hasn't worked for you before, you know, I can't do much about that, but the system works. And you've got to work the system, right? This is the difference between buying a course and just getting some video trainings, or getting the trainings plus the coaching where we're looking over your shoulder and can, you know, point you in the right direction in case you got something wrong. I couldn't even tell you how many accounts we've reviewed over the years. And it'd probably be close to 2,000 if I had to guess. But often we see people running ads, and sometimes it's just one setting that's not right that is stopping them from getting a result. Right? So if we can help you to overcome that, then obviously that's a good thing. So, you know, Polo and myself, we haven't talked much about Cheryl, our automation guru, yet. She's one of your trainers in week 2. She's been the head of automation at Think Big for so many years, I can't even remember now. She's responsible for figuring out all the high-level automation, tech integrations, plus training clients on using their systems so that they get the most out of them. Everything that happened for you to be on the webinar, you know, in regards to your registration, the reminders, the live streaming across multiple platforms, the membership site, Cheryl's a genius behind all of that sort of stuff. Super smart cookie, and you know, really helpful when it comes to this. She's done the training modules for you on the CRM and the automation. She'll be running week 2 of the calls, as I mentioned before as well. And she'll also be in the Facebook group to help out. Actually, our whole team is in the Facebook group. So you're not only getting access to the 3 of us, you're getting access to myself and 30 of my staff. So if that's not value, then I'm not sure what is. What do we got here? Cool. So quickly, who's this for? I know we've been going a bit over time, but bear with me. I'm going to finish up in a moment. This is for you if you get frustrated, you know, that you've tried to generate leads online before and it hasn't worked. This is probably the most guaranteed way of generating leads online without paying someone else to do it for you. This is for you if you want to be in control of your lead flow and your sales, even if you don't have a huge budget to get someone else to do it for you. This is for you if you want to shortcut the time that it takes to generate the leads and sales without having to cold call or get up in the early morning to go to networking events. And this is for you if you want to stop wasting money on flyers, letterbox drops, business cards, all that sort of stuff that just gets thrown in the bin anyway. This is for you if you want a proven system to consistently deliver leads to you 24/7. It's like a 24/7 salesperson. This is also for you if you're looking for a career change and want to learn how to do this for other people. When you know how to do this properly, you can charge anywhere from $500 per month to $10,000 per month for your services as a Facebook marketer. Look, before I go, I want to give quickly run through. Hey, we just did that one, didn't we? So I don't know what happened with my slides there, but who's it not for, right? I need to make this really, really clear. This is not for people who want to be tapped on the head with my magic wand and become a multi-millionaire overnight, right? That's a different package. And if you're interested, then please call the office. It starts at $95,000 plus tax. It's not for the get-rich-quick types. You know, you probably figured out that we're down to earth, pretty average, normal people. And, if you do get rich quick, then feel free to blame us all that you want, right? We won't hold it against you. Look, if you can't commit to doing what it takes to implementing the formula that you're about to get, Ben, it's probably not for you either, because while I'd love you to purchase now, we don't want you wasting your money. And I seriously mean that. If you're going to make excuses about why you couldn't get things done or why you can't make it work, then it's not for you either. The system absolutely works, and you need to work the system. This also isn't for you if you're not prepared to invest money on advertising, because this is a paid traffic course, right? So you do need to spend some money on Facebook, and it's up to you how much or how little you want to invest. But look, at the end of the day, I don't mean to sound harsh. It's just the truth. And life's too short to be fluffing around. So one thing that you'll realize when working with me and the team is that we're really focused, honest, and straightforward, and what you see is what you get. So what you get in the training, as we went through before, you get the video training, the live group mastermind calls each week to help you and keep you on track. 3 months access to the academy, which is $297. The 3 months direct access to us in the Facebook group, is worth, depending on who you're spending your time with, it's worth that. And now we already went through and established that the total was $2,500. I mentioned before that, I didn't mention this. The number one reason that we're starting to teach this stuff is for years, we've had many, many clients that couldn't do business with us because they couldn't afford our services, right? And we want to help people that are newer in business or not as experienced in business to get to the next level. These people simply can't afford it. They've got great businesses and they're good people to work with, but they just simply couldn't afford it. And this is why we're starting to run these training courses now, is to make it more accessible for people to be able to work with us. And we'll be going back to all of those people that have been asking to work with us. And, it's simply just a matter of resources for them. So we're going to make the training $990 including tax. If you're watching this from outside Australia, then you don't need to pay the tax. If you're within Australia, then you're claiming it as a tax deduction anyway. Now, I don't know any service business that wouldn't take long to bring in $990 when you've got a proven system that is going to be generating leads consistently into the business. It's literally like 1 to maybe 3 clients max to pay off that $990. I'm so confident in our ability to have leads coming to you within 30 days. I wasn't going to do this, but maybe we'll put a money back guarantee on it, that if you do everything within the training and you set everything up and you're on time, you attend all of the trainings, the live coaching calls, then if you don't generate 10 leads within that time, we'll give the money back. Is that fair? I wasn't going to do a guarantee, but why not? Look, the guarantee is not for you if you want to just sign up, take a look, and then refund. I'm not going to refund your money if you do that. This is for you if you implement everything and it really doesn't work for you. We're taking on all the risk. So write down my guarantee. If you do everything in the training and the coaching calls and you spend at least $500, at the end of it, if you don't generate at least 10 leads, then we'll refund your money. Is that fair enough? I don't know if I can be much fairer than that. So, all good. So click the link. You see instantleadsformula.com should redirect you straight to the shopping cart and you can check out there. Before you go, I'll get to your comment, your questions in a moment. I can see that there. Okay, so we've got the bonus trainings as well. In the academy, I forgot to say, we have a bunch of other trainings that are in there. And this is not just information for information's sake, but it's once you finish this training, you've got access to trainings on, Bing, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. There's so many trainings in there. How to set up marketing funnels, how to set up landing pages if you go down that route, how to do autoresponders properly, how to run webinars like this and sell from a webinar if you want to, or just deliver great content, how to do SEO properly. There's a content marketing course in there as well that I haven't even released to the public yet. How to build a WordPress website, and so much more. There's about 30 trainings in there, and if you were to buy all these separately, they'd cost you somewhere between $100 and $500 each. That's not unreasonable to expect. So look, whichever way you look at it, there's about $10,000 worth of trainings that you'll get access to inside the Academy as well. And the Academy is really the only marketing training that you need. Everything is in there from go to woe. Now, at the start, I promised that I'd give you a $500 scholarship for those people that stayed till the end. So if you're still here and you use the code webinar at checkout, then you'll get 50% off today. So you need to use the code now, and don't share it with anyone else, because it is live on the site for sale for $9.90. But look, the reason that we're doing this is because you sat through my boring monotone voice for an hour. No, just kidding. We want you to be our first successes, our first case studies that generate results through this, right? Then after we've got a handful of people that have proven themselves, like we've proven it for the last couple of years since this has been out, plus all the other stuff that we do. But we want to prove that we can teach it to people and get them a result as well. So, I mean, where else can you get a proven system that you can copy and paste into your business that can, consistently generate leads and learn to do this for other people and charge them, $500 to $10,000 per month. So it's really a no-brainer. So click the link, sign up now. You'll instantly be sent your access to the training material for this Facebook course. You'll get access to the forum. You just need to request access to the private Facebook group, and then we'll approve that as soon as possible. Just click the link, enter your details, and use the code for the webinar at checkout. And we look forward to seeing you on the inside. The 30-day challenge starts now. So as soon as you sign up, you get access and to the content, and we have our first call next week. Nika, not sure. Have you typed in webinar? Try it capitals or lowercase. It really should be working. If not, can you just type in the chat pad again? But that code it was working right before we ran this webinar because we tested it. Can I get help with sales in Amazon? So it's $9.90 is 3 months worth of support. Yeah, $9.90 for the 3 months. Okay. Thanks, Nika. So it worked with small caps only. Yes. Look, if you don't stay in the Academy, someone asked if you sign up, you get access to the training. Do you get to keep that training, the Facebook one? Yes, absolutely. The stuff in the forum, as I mentioned, you get free access to that for 90 days for 3 months. And then after, you can pay $90 a month, I think it is, to stay a member of that. And, we keep adding new trainings to that all the time. So obviously you benefit from us, adding the trainings plus getting the coaching from us as well within the Academy and within the Facebook group. You don't get the live calls after the 30-day challenge, but, we're there to support you ongoing. And yes, you have access to the training, this Facebook training, for as long as, forever, really. So that's pretty much it. I think we're going to wrap it up now. I think we've covered off most of the questions. If anyone's got any final questions, then pop them in the chat pad or the comments now and we can answer them. Otherwise, thanks for attending and thanks for staying with us. I hope you really got value. Regardless if you sign up or not, go out there and do good stuff, and we will see you around for sure.